In this video, we'll talk about the Area Summary tab, which allows you to view and summarize the fuel treatments and wildfires that have occurred for a specific area, whether that's a state, a national forest, a watershed, or a custom-drawn region. When you open the Area Summary tab seen here, you'll see two subtabs, Draw Area or Pick Feature from Map. We'll go through an example using the Draw Area subtab first. And the TWIG tool gives you multiple options on how to draw an area, including polyline, polygon, and rectangles. Rectangle is selected by default, and I'll start with that. So first, click and drag on the map over your desired area. In this case, I'm going to look at the area just north of Flagstaff, Arizona. The shape that you draw doesn't quite fit the desired area. You can click on the shape, and that'll allow you to adjust vertices. You can click and drag the whole shape, as well as rotate it. If you need to further edit this shape, clicking again will allow you to adjust individual vertices. So say I want to create a little bit more of a complex polygon. I can do that. And once you have the shape that you want, you can click Apply down in the bottom to begin running summary statistics. And at this point, the application will then compile summary statistics and treatment and wildfire intersections for the area that you drew. These intersections may take a fair amount of time to load, as there's a lot of calculations that are taking place behind the scenes. But typically, this completes within 5 to 10 minutes. Just note that the larger of an area you draw or select from, the longer it may take for these calculations to complete. Once those calculations are complete, the summary statistics will display below the area summary tool. You'll get metrics such as the total treatment area that overlaps with the polygon, the total wildfire area that overlaps with the polygon, as well as the total funding amount applied to treatments in that area, as well as a few graphs that outline treatment types, funding sources, and funding totals. To the right of that will be the results of any of the treatments and historical or recent wildfires that intersect. As always, these data are downloadable, and similar to the treatment and wildfire widgets, you can drill into any individual treatment or wildfire should you want to view its specific details. And as always, once you're done, you can either click Reset to completely reset the application, or click Clear just to clear this particular search within Area Summary. Now let's go through an example using the Pick Feature from Map tab. In this tab, you'll see a single drop-down layer that contains any of the layers that are already loaded into TWIG. In this case, we have some of the preloaded layers that TWIG comes with by default. So for example, if I wanted to search on federal lands and say, identify all the treatments that have happened within Grand Canyon National Park, I select federal lands as the layer of choice, and then I can click on that geometry, and I would click Apply to run that same query and get the same kinds of summary statistics. Finally, you can also find additional layers, and this will open up our Add Layers tool, whereby you can search for a number of the layers that we have available to bring into the application. You can add via a URL to a known feature service or other geospatial layer that you know of. In this case, I'm going to select a specific file that I have. Say you download a shape file to your local machine, and you want to use that as the geometry to run area summaries on. So you'll select which file you want to upload. In this case, I have some county zoning information from the area surrounding the city of Provo, Utah. Once the file is loaded, you can add it to the map, and then the map will bring you automatically to that particular area. Now, the area that I'm interested in happens to be underneath one of the administrative boundaries here. But once I go into area summary and I select that shapefile that I uploaded, I can click a particular polygon within that shapefile. In this case, it'll let me know that that selected geometry, because of the size, will be generalized in some parts just to help with the speed of the calculations. And I can hit apply once more. And again, as before, the tool will begin calculating summary statistics and treatment and wildfire intersections. And again, will take some time just depending on the size of the area and the number of intersections that are required to calculate. That does it for our Lay of the Land video series. In our next videos, we'll dive into some specific use cases and how TWIG can help you answer some questions. Thanks for watching.